Hi everyone, I'm Matthew from Bushiroad and I'm one of the developers for Dragoborne Rise to Supremacy. With me is game designer Mike Elliott.
Hi, I'm Mike Elliott. I'm the designer for Dragoborne Rise to Supremacy. The most important step of the game is the combat step. Today we're going to talk about the combat step, and we're going to teach you how to attack forts, how to defend forts, and the various steps that you can take during the combat phase. During the combat phase, you're going to attack with your creatures and attempt to destroy the opponent's forts. When you attack, you're going to attack with each creature one by one. To attack with the creature, decide which creature you're going to attack with and rest it. You then choose which fort you're going to attack. If the fort has a Drago shield in front of it, the Drago shield will automatically defend. Drago shields have no attack value, but they have a defense value. When a creature attacks a Drago shield, it deals damage to the Drago shield equal to the value of the attack. In this case, the creature has a 3 attack and the Drago shield has a 6 defense. The Drago shield is not destroyed, so the Drago shield will be dialed down the amount of damage equal to the attack, leaving it with 3 remaining. This is not in the attack, and the attacker may continue with the second creature. Again, he rests the creature and declares which fort he's attacking. As before, the Drago shield will automatically block. In this case, the attacking creature is dealing 3 damage, and the Drago shield has 3 remaining, so the Drago shield will be destroyed. Destroyed dice are placed in the discard pile and cannot be referenced by creature effects or spells. Again, the attack is not over, and the player may continue to select creatures. Again, he chooses which fort to attack. In this case, there are defenders at the fort. The defending player may choose one of the creatures to block the attack. In this case, I'm going to choose this creature to block, and I will rest it to show that it's blocking. When 2 creatures battle, each creature deals its attack value to the defending player's endurance. In this case, both creatures have a 2 attack and a 2 endurance. So both creatures will simultaneously deal 2 damage to each other, and both creatures will be destroyed. Destroyed creatures are placed in the discard pile. Again, the attack continues, and the player may choose another attacker. As before, I have the option to block. In this case, I'm going to choose not to block because I want my creature to survive. So I'm going to let the attack through. When an attack goes through to a fort, it deals 1 damage to the fort. When a fort is damaged, you reveal the card. At this point, if there was a fort burst effect, you could play it. But we're going to deal with fort burst effects later, so we'll assume there is no fort burst, and I will put the card in my hand. Again, this is not in the attack if the player has more attackers, so the player may continue to attack again. Again, I have the option to block. In this case, I'm going to choose to block. As before, both creatures will deal their attack to the opposing creature's endurance. In this case, the attacker is dealing 3 damage, and the defending creature has an endurance of 4. So the defending creature will have 1 endurance remaining. The defending creature has a 5 attack, and the attacking creature only has 1 endurance, so it will be destroyed. This creature is still alive with 1 endurance. If a later effect were to deal 1 point of damage, this creature could be destroyed later in the combat. However, at the end of the turn, all the damage would clear and it would go back to being full health. But for now, it's alive with 1 endurance. Again, the player still has additional attackers and may keep attacking. In this case, with no Drago shield and no defenders, I have no option but to let the creature through to hit my fort. As before, I will look at the card. If there was a fort burst, I could resolve it. Otherwise, the card will go into my hand. Now, with no more attackers, the combat phase is over and the player moves to the end phase. Thank you for watching the video. For more information on how to play Dragoborne, please click on this link right here.